Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the Memorial Day weekend. It is time for our Friday edition of Litter Media Live on this May 23rd of 2025. I'm Dan Ramey. He is the icon, Mike Smith. And off to it's really off camera because we don't have a camera for the show today. Mr. Hand to Aaron Glandon right there. Could you get it any closer to my face?
I just wanted to see if my hoodie would show up because it's green.
And did it? I did. I couldn't see the sleeve for the. And looky there. That was a manly wave right there.
Actually, Mr. Hand 2 was feeling left out because Aaron was showing up on camera. So Mr. Hand said, I got to get back in on this. Leave that guy out.
You know, the saying is, the one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. So we never see the other hand. You ever notice that?
Instead of a split mind, he has a split hand personality.
Mr. Heckle, Mr. Jai, Dr. Hyde, Smith and Wesson. A modern family. Phil Dunphy says, Peaches and Herb. Good to have you with us today. Thank you for joining us. And we're starting a little bit earlier than we normally do. That usually makes Mike happy. And
I have to go to Logan.
He has to go to Logan.
Get the vehicle gassed up, grab a sandwich, and get on the road.
I'm in Latham tonight, so looking forward to that. Western's commencement, something that we've been commissioned to do the last several years. Always a lot of fun. And this year I've got some kids that I've watched grow up coming through and getting their diplomas. So it's always fun to get a chance to see that. And my great niece, Kate, is graduating at Taze Valley tonight, so I can't be there for that. But a big party tomorrow. I'll be there for her party. However, she's going to be late. Her relay team qualified for the districts up at Hilliard, and so she'll be running at Hilliard and then running home for the party. We hope they have something to celebrate other than graduation, like making it to the state or something. That'd be awesome. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's making news for us. Sports, this date in history, and today we have our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week presented by Homeland Credit Union. That is just around the corner. But first, what about the forecast?
Cool today, but no rain in the forecast per se. Clearing today and tomorrow, as we said, much cooler with highs only about 61, maybe 62. Rain possible on Sunday, although some of the more recent forecasts are talking about partly cloudy skies. But rain back in the picture for early next week with temperatures maybe warming up just a tad into around 70.
Yeah, I noticed when I walked in, you guys look like you're ready for September.
Well, I turned the heat on.
Did you?
I turned the heat on. It was cold.
You got cold, eh?
Yeah. And one of our guests was complaining about how cold it was
here
yesterday.
You can see her breath.
Well, that was Tiffany yesterday. She said, you guys got your short sleeve shirts on, but I'm freezing. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of equipment. We've got lights, cameras, all that stuff. And Mike. He's always Mr. Cold. All right, coming up in just a moment, what's making news? And I think you know what it is. But we're going to share anyway. Details coming up. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. Thank goodness we've had these folks in here to take care of the heater to make sure Mike is warm and cool when it's hot up here. We've had no plumbing issues up here, so that's good news as well. You have those issues? These are the folks that can fix it. Your trusted comfort advisor, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, and that's accuratehvac.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Life, it can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, has their spring sales event continuing. It's still spring, right?
It is.
While supplies last, new riding tractors starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. If you like a walk-behind, you get a new walk-behind starting at $399.99. New chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers starting at $199.99. And new trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry in for the best selection. With prices like this, they won't last long. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors. You'll find more about Hometown Motors when you go to our website, littermedia.com. In fact, all of our sponsors are prevalent on our website. So if you want to click on one of their ads, it'll take you either to their Facebook page or their website to learn more. And we want to welcome to the program our friends at Tecumseh. Mike always does the voice.
Tecumseh.
Yes, from the Scioto Society. So we appreciate them joining on board with us here at Litter Media. Starting with the news story today, where are we?
Something different that the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Parks, and Watercraft is doing to make it safer on the water. In a major boost to boat safety, ODNR has installed life jacket loaner stations, which you see here on the screen, at 32 Ohio state parks across the state, and there's probably just under a dozen here in our immediate area. Each station offers free access to life jackets in a wide range of sizes from infant to adults. Now, once you've used them, you got to put them back. Make it simple for visitors to gear up before heading out on the water.
The area aging, that is the Area Agency on Aging, District Number 7, will be hosting an in-person advisory council meeting. That's coming up on Thursday, May 29th, so next week. It's inviting interested community members to attend and participate for this meeting. The AAA7 covers 10 core counties in southern Ohio. Those are Adams, Brown, Gallia, Highland, Jackson, Lawrence, Pike, Ross, Scioto, and Vinton counties. During advisory council meetings, input is provided on the AAA7, can I say it that way? AAA7 strategic plan and community plans on their programs as well. The May 29th advisory council meeting runs from 1 to 3 p.m. at the AAA7 office in Jackson, located at 1 ACY?
AC.
Is that that's a street name?
AC Avenue.
I've never heard of that.
Yep.
AC Avenue in Jackson.
To help enhance educational opportunities for students in the state of Ohio, Ohio University has entered into a partnership with Southern State Community College to establish a streamlined transfer pathway for SSCC students. The agreement will allow students who complete their associate degrees at Southern State to easily transfer to OU and pursue bachelor's degrees in a variety of fields.
Tiffany Baldwin was in studio with us yesterday from downtown Chillicothe, Ohio, and to talk about Chillicothe Brew Fest, 1 until 7 p.m. on June 7th. So that's a week from next Saturday, 2 weeks from tomorrow, exactly, at the Majestic Theater Courtyard. You can see the interview on our social media as well as YouTube channel, and they're talking about Chillicothe Brew Fest, which is a couple of weekends away. The Feast of the Flowering Moon opened just a few moments ago, and then it will run right through Sunday. So a lot of stuff going on in Chillicothe this weekend.
You've heard of TED Talks. Well, how about Naturalist Ted? Join Ted and other great guests this summer at the Ross County Park District's Free Kids Outside program series at Koppel Athletic Complex, located on 134 Star Drive in Chillicothe. This is every Wednesday at 11 a.m. from June 4th through July the 30th. Our road report takes us to Highland County today. A resurfacing project on State Route 73 and State Route 785. 73 will be impacted between the Adams County line and Deer Run Road. 785 will be impacted between State Route 247 and State Route 73. At least one lane on 73 and 785 will be open during the duration of the project, which runs through this summer.
It is Friday, and coming up in sports, we'll have our Neil Coleman Insurance, Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. So that's coming up in just a moment. Sit close for that. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you have the need for a dumpster at your home or your business, 740-253-8389 is the number to call. Click on this ad anywhere you see it, and it takes you to their Facebook page to get up-to-minute information on what they're doing across the Scioto Valley, hence the name Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Time now for sports, and we always start with our high school activities because there's a lot of it going on still, even though some are falling by the wayside due to tournament trail.
Yeah, this is the stuff you can't get on the Columbus or Cincinnati stations because they're always focused on the national, state, and all that stuff. We are local, regional. High school baseball tournament action last night. Division III, Sheridan was a winner. Division IV, Unioto had to rally to win this game. They were trailing McLean but won 4-2. New Lex over Waverly, Logan Elm edged Fairfield Union, Westfall beat Gallia Academy. In D6 baseball, Adena beat Belpre. That was the completion of a suspended game. Eastern Brown over Peebles. In D7, winners were South Webster, Fairland, White Oak, Miller. But East at Portsmouth Clay, they're going to have to that is a final. They did finally get that one in last night, and Portsmouth Clay was a runaway winner. It was Federal Hocking and Green that they postponed to today. In softball tournament action, this was a district final, these two. Lancaster over Thomas Worthington, 9-0. D3 final, Bloom Carroll edged Granville. This was a walk-off double to win this one, 5-4. In the Division IV district softball semi, in the completion of a suspended game, they picked it up in the 9th. It ended up going 12. Circleville beating South Point 7-5. District championships for Division V. Wheelersburg walloped Adena 15-0. Wellston a winner over Northwest. In Division VI semifinal action, Portsmouth West and Fairland were winners. And in the finals for Division VII, Notre Dame and Sims Valley were winners.
I think you said Fairland. It was Fairfield.
Oh, was it? No, I was blocked off by the camera there. Couldn't see it. I don't have a teleprompter. I got to look through a camera. You going to tell us about
look
Fairfield
deeply
Union?
into the eyes.
Yes. Or do you want me to tell them about Fairfield Union?
What's happening with Fairfield Union?
The boys and girls won the district championship in track and field over at Meigs. I think that's the second year in a row that they've swept this. So, congratulations to Fairfield Union.
You've got softball on the radio today.
We do. A doubleheader. We start out with Logan Elm against Jackson. That's a 3 o'clock first pitch at Logan High School. First time I've ever done a game in baseball or softball at Logan. I've been to the gymnasium many times.
Ever to the football field?
Never. But this will be a first for me today. The second game, which is supposed to be a first pitch at 5 o'clock, is Circleville, who completed that suspended game yesterday, taking on FAC champ Hillsborough. So a twin bill today, Logan Elm Jackson, Circleville against Hillsborough on Litter Media Radio.
I've never done baseball or softball at Logan, but I've done football, soccer, and basketball. So
we've hit them all,
yeah,
collectively
just
speaking.
in
Yeah.
different fashions, I guess. Major League Baseball, the Reds are back at it again tonight. They will host the Chicago Cubs. We're looking at the Guardians information here. The Guardians will host the Tigers, I think it is tonight. They were winners yesterday over Detroit, 7-0. And just to kind of give you an idea of what the standings are here, let me pull that back up here. In the National League Central, the Reds are 5.5 games back of the Cubs, who lead the division. And interestingly enough, in the American League Central, the Guardians are 5 games back of the Tigers in the AL Central. Tigers are leading that division. And the Twins and Guardians are tied, and the Reds and Brewers are tied. But the Cardinals have slipped up ahead of the Reds in the standings.
Saw an interview with Marty Brenneman yesterday. He said the Reds missed the opportunity. They needed a big home run hitting RBI guy in the winter. But he said, I still think they could win the division or at least get in the playoffs, because he said, I think the National League Central this year is one of the weakest divisions in baseball. So that's what Marty said.
And we're still early. Something can happen between now and August to get them on a roll.
Yep.
Let's hope anyway. All right, that's a look at sports. Now it's our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
This week's winner is, I've got a first name on the script that was sent me, but not a last name. Daniel
Herf.
Herf.
Yes.
Okay, Daniel Herf of Chillicothe High School. On Monday and Tuesday of this week at the FAC Championships, which was here in Chillicothe, Daniel ran in the 4x800 relay, the 4x400, the 1600 run, the 3200 meter run. Daniel won both the 16 and the 3200, as well as setting new conference records for each. Daniel has set numerous personal records throughout his final year at Chillicothe High School. Plans to attend North Central College in Naperville, Illinois. I've been to Naperville. It's a suburb of Chicago. There, Daniel will continue his athletic career as a member of the cross-country and track and field teams, in addition to furthering his education to earn a bachelor's in exercise science. Congratulations, Daniel Herf.
Well done. If you have an athlete you'd like to share with us, simply send that to littermedia@gmail.com. And if you want to see all of our players of the week, just log on to littermedia.com and you'll see them all listed right there. Except for Daniel. I've not put him on the website just yet.
All right.
All right, coming up, this date in history. We go back to
1785, and we got creative today.
details
You'll see.
coming up.
In the meantime, let's talk about litter quality propane, online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Time now for This Date in History.
We are low budget here, so we can't afford the rights fees for images and things of that nature. So we went to a hidden talent. He's been very modest. Dan Ramey has never really told you how talented he is in his drawing.
This is one of the easiest things to draw, too.
So today, from the year 1785, Benjamin Franklin reveals his design for bifocal glasses. Franklin is widely credited as the inventor of bifocals. And it started today in 1785. Thank you for your contribution to the show.
You want to explain what bifocals are?
Well, if you take a look, you've got
The little line there.
one part of the lens you can see far away, and the other lens you can see close up,
Now, I wear,
giving you bifocal.
no pun intended, I wear trifocals. I wonder who invented them.
Someone after
Mrs.
Benjamin
Franklin?
Franklin.
No,
So-
Ben was never married, was he?
No,
Was he a bachelor all of his life?
he was a ladies' man.
I understand he was a playboy.
From what we understand, there were times where he would walk only around wearing bifocals only.
And nothing
So,
else.
precisely.
Is that true?
That's what
Wow.
I've heard.
That's what, well, rumor. You can't go by rumor.
Well, he can't be wearing those metal buttons or anything if he's out trying to catch lightning.
Right.
There's something to be said about that too.
And he caught lightning. There's no
He
question
got
there.
lightning in a bottle. Yeah.
In fact, it might have been the reason he was naked was because it was like when Charlie Brown would get disrobed by a pitch coming back at him.
Yeah.
He got struck by lightning.
Yeah. Boom.
Poof.
There you go.
Everything went off. So this date in history is complete. Back at it again next week with another one for you. We are taking Monday off, so we will not have a show for Monday, but we're back at it for sure on Tuesday. I think I'm going to take Tuesday off because I'm working all weekend on a special project. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on. We've been busier and busier and busier.
That's why we've got that third hand, no pun intended, over there.
Mr. Hand. We are doing what we can. If you want to jump on board with stuff that we're doing in regards to sponsorship, we're always open to receiving sponsors. But I tell you, if without our sponsors, we couldn't make this happen.
Right. It wouldn't be happening.
And we want to do what we can to tell you the good stuff going on in our communities. And I want to thank Lori Graves for the invitation to be on her show on Hank FM this morning. You were supposed to be there, but a project
Had
kept
to let
you
a guy
from
in the
being
house measuring
So-
counters, yeah.
there. Yeah.
Sorry, Lori, if you're watching.
It's the
I wish I
Mother's
could
Day
have been
gift that keeps on giving, right?
there. Yes. And it's not done yet.
But when it's done, this is just like we want to make sure that people who are stuck in traffic on Bridge Street, it's going to be great when it's done.
Yeah. As my wife was standing there watching or looking at what's already been done, I said, "Are you happy?" And she said, "I think I could live with this." Yeah.
It's good.
By the way, we need to say, remember what Memorial Day is about.
Precisely.
This is our fallen veterans. I know
Yes.
it's grown into, honoring deceased family members and things of that nature, but it started out honoring our military veterans who were taken from us in combat. So we want to remember why America is free. It's because of those guys and gals.
I reached out to Bob Leach and was asking in regards to the services that are going on. I have not heard back from him. I can tell you what they have done in the past, but I don't know if some of that has changed. But I can tell you there's a Memorial Day service that will take place on, it's usually Saturday afternoon, out at the Veterans Memorial area on Yaktangi Boulevard, or Parkway. You want to make sure you check that out. And that will take place, again, probably around 4:30, I think, is when it usually is. So you can check your feast schedule when you go to feastofthefloweringmoon.com, and they'll have that on there for sure. So our thoughts are with those who paid the ultimate price to give us the freedoms that we have. So we salute you and your families. So for Mike Smith and for Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy your weekend, play it safe, and enjoy the cookouts, graduations, and everything going on. But let's remember to be back at it again Tuesday, right here, on another edition of Litter.